Hi, sir. This is T. Kushi from IDA, and my roll number is 37. So, my topic for Tech Talk for Fundamentals of Multimedia is streaming multimedia over the internet. So, before going into the topic, let us know first what is streaming media. Streaming media is video or audio content sent in compressed form over the internet and played immediately over a user's device rather than being saved to the device, hard drive, or solid state drive. During the streaming process, the media files that's played on the user's device is retrieved from a remote location and transmitted continuously over the internet using a wired or a wireless connection. There are two categories of streaming, that is pseudo streaming and genuine streaming. Coming to pseudo streaming allows for immediate playback as the file is downloaded in wishlist. It uses pre-compressed data. Coming to genuine streaming, in genuine streaming, it requires a specialized server and compresses the data on the fly, delivering content in an efficient format. So this is the basic idea of streaming media. So from this whole slide, we can understand that streaming media is a video or audio content which is sent in a compressed form over the internet and which is played immediately over a user's device. For example, you'll get some voice notes or videos in the message. So it is a compressed form. When downloaded, it can be played immediately. Next, with streaming media, a user does not have to download an entire audio or video file to play it. Instead, the file is sent in a continuous stream of data to the user's device so it can play as it arrives in real time or near real time. The user can also pause, rewind, or fast forward the file just as they could with a downloaded file, unless the content is being streamed live, in which case the user can only watch or possibly participate in the event. So here the video or audio which is being read lively, the user has an option to pause it, rewind it, or fast forward it as the downloaded file. For this, a great example is the audio messages that are being sent on the WhatsApp. Depending on the streaming services, a user may be able to stream and consume different kinds of media, including the following. So, one is music, one is videos, movies, TV shows, etc. So why should we use the streaming? Is it necessary? So streaming allows for the delivery of high impact, engaging, and often interactive content. Streaming is typically very flexible and can be distributed widely in a variety of formats. Standard video and audio content is too large to deliver via traditional formats. So streaming formats offer an incredible compression and very effective delivery. So the main reason of using streaming is to send video and audio messages, because if you use traditional methods, it is a time-taking process. So to overcome that problem, so to send videos and audio content in an easier manner, we use streaming. So to send videos and audios in an effective way, streaming is very helpful and it allows incredible compression as well. So now let us see how the compression of streaming works. So coming to streaming files, audio, video, and other, these all files comes under streaming files, are sorted on a server somewhere in the World Wide Web. So all the audio files or video files or rest any other files, these are called as streaming files. All these files are sorted on a World Wide Web. When a user requests a file, it gets transmitted over the web as a sequential packets of data that are streamed instantly. So whenever a user requests, based on the request, the data is transmitted from the server to the user in the form of sequential packets. In this transmission, it is similar to that of other data sent over the internet. So this is same as data sent over the internet. So streaming also works in the same way. Since streaming data is broken down into data packets, its transmission is similar to that of other packets of data sent over the internet. The file is played within a browser on the client's device. An audio or video player hosted by the browser accepts the flow of data packets from the streaming services remote server and interprets them as video or audio and then plays the media for the user. So this is how it works on the client side. So unlike traditional media systems where files are downloaded and stored on the device, streaming media files are deleted automatically once the user ends the streaming. So this is like in olden days, once a user or once client is sending the message or client is receiving a message from the server, he have to download it first and then retrieve the data. But here coming to streaming, it is not required. Automatically you can view the data, and after viewing the data, the streaming is ended. It gets deleted automatically. So here you can see a flowchart between server and the client, how the streaming process takes place. So in streaming server, we have storage device, control monitor, streaming protocols, and through internet, we are sending it to the streaming client, which has video decoder, audio decoder, streaming protocols, media synchronization, player, and control monitor as well. So this is a flowchart, basic communication between streaming server and streaming client. So coming to streaming requirements, streaming usually requires a reliably high-speed internet connection because the media files must be retrieved from a remote location and then delivered to a user's local system within a minimal lag or latency delay. So the main, you may think it as an advantage or a disadvantage, but streaming requirements are very high. It needs a high-speed internet connection. A slow connection decreases the speed at which the content is delivered, affecting the user's streaming experience. Users must sign up with a streaming service to access and view media files on their local machines. They must also have a compatible display device with a resolution that has high enough supporting incoming streaming video and a speaker that can play incoming streaming sound with adequate feedability and clarity. So basic requirements for streaming is that it need high-speed internet connection and it need a device for the streaming requirements which has a proper audio video receiver as well, so that the output will be displayed clearly. The receiving system must also include a media player to play the streaming content. The player can be a part of a browser, a plugin, or a separate program or a dedicated device also. It can be a browser, it can be a plugin or a dedicated device. So it's up to the user or it's up to the client. Some streaming services rely on user datagram protocol to stream their content, while others use transmission control protocol. So some of them use UDP and some of them use TCP. Both UDP and TCP are transport protocols used to move data packets across the networks. TCP opens a dedicated connection before transmitting the data, which makes it more reliable protocol than UDP. However, TCP also takes longer to transmit data compared to UDP. So TCP and UDP are both used with the internet protocol. So generally UDP and TCP both are almost same, but TCP prepares a dedicated connection before sending the data, whereas UDP doesn't do that. So TCP is more reliable than UDP. But the difference is that UDP sends the data in a faster manner, whereas TCP takes a bit longer when compared to UDP. But both of them transfer the data from server to the client through internet protocol only. Most streaming services use content delivery networks, that is CDNs, to store content in locations that are closer to users. Such proximity reduces streaming latency, speeds up content delivery, and reduces buffering. So now this is a flowchart how the distribution is taking place between server. So first audio or video is given as input, media encoder, and this is converted into stream segmenter. Then it gets distributed and then it goes to HTTP protocol and then it is received by the client. So this is basic idea or a flowchart how the data is being sent from the server to the client. So streaming services and over-the-top platforms, there are many streaming services that offer different kinds of streaming content such as movies, TV shows, music, and podcasts. Some examples of well-known international available streaming services are Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, Apple TV, etc. These are all the websites or apps which are using streaming services. These services are also known as over-the-top, that is OTT platforms. OTT simply means TV and film content watched via a streaming service instead of a cable or a satellite television provider. OTT includes services such as Netflix, Hulu, as well as providers that offer live streams with Nike content like sports, lifestyle, music, or cartoons. So these are the things which you do, which use streaming protocols like wireless browsing, music streaming, movie streaming, information search, finance brokerage, digital photos, emails, video conference, etc. So coming to live streaming, streaming media is usually delivered over the internet using pre-recorded files. However, it can also be distributed as a live streaming broadcast feed. For live streaming, the video signal is converted into a compressed digital signal and transmitted from a web server as a multicast, sending a single file to multiple users simultaneously and in real time. So streaming can also be, generally streaming is done on a pre-recorded files, but you can also apply live streaming. So in live streaming, what will happen is the video signal is generally converted into a compressed digital signal, and it is transferred through a web server from a single user to multiple users simultaneously. So many streaming content providers organize live streaming events. Some special media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn also offer occasional live streaming events. So as you can see, there will be lives holding on Instagrams, LinkedIn pages, as Facebook, YouTube. So these are all the examples of live streaming. So users can watch a live stream on any compatible device with a fast internet connection, such as laptops, smartphones, smart TVs. So the basic point of streaming is that it needs a high-speed internet connection. So if you have the high-speed internet connection, the user can access the live stream data through any of the devices. It may be a laptop, it may be a desktop, it may be a smartphone, or it may be a smart TV, anything. The only thing required is a high-speed internet connection. Depending on the streaming platform, users can watch a variety of live stream programming, including the following: music shows, cooking demonstrations, business workshops, technology workshops, sport events, video games, award shows, etc. Many more. So this is the designing of a live stream system. So first the video is captured, live streaming platform. So it is divided into packets, then CD and distribution is done, and then it is given to the viewers. So let us know the advantages of streaming media. Streaming media offers multiple advantages over downloaded files. For example, with streaming, users can enjoy a vast variety of content and watch it on demand. They can also take an advantage of interactive features like video search and personalized playlists to customize and enhance their streaming experience. Streaming services, also known as content deliveries, can monitor the types of content visitors are consuming, and based on that information, the services may provide recommendations to further improve your experience. In addition, content creators retain greater control over their content because the files are not stored on viewers' computers. Instead, the file is automatically removed once it has been consumed. In this way, a user gets to enjoy the content of their choice while the rights of the content creator are protected. So these are some of the advantages of streaming media. So coming to the conclusion, in conclusion, streaming multimedia over the internet has revolutionized the way we access and consume content, offering convenience, accessibility, and personalization. So the main thing is that streaming multimedia over the internet has given us many advantages how to consume the content. It made us feel convenient to use the data. It made us personalize, and accessibility is also easy. So the user can access the data in an easier manner. However, it also possesses challenges related to infrastructure, privacy, and sustainability. The streaming landscape continues to evolve with ongoing innovations and developments shaping the future of digital media consumption. So I hope you understood what is the importance of streaming multimedia over the internet. I guess you got a clear clarity why is it required, and what are the advantages, disadvantages, and what are its characteristics, and on what platforms is the streaming multimedia used, and how important is it. Thank you.